Oh, good morning, Genesis people. I've just come back from a wonderful prayer time. And I feel there's a sacredness, almost beauty for ashes, out of this dark, broken, heart-wrenching time. Surely God can do something really exquisite, be it in our own hearts, be it in our cities, and in our nation as a whole. Yesterday, when Brandon met with us and just told his story, there was such a humility in the man. And when I looked at what he was passionate about, the three things that he called us to, the first is that we would prioritize our black friends and listen. Just listen to them, let them tell their story. And it was a beautiful moment. And then he called us to prayer, which is what we're doing today. And then thirdly, the very notion of protest, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Nehemiah has been the framework for our response as we've wrestled with God. What do we do in these times? And we see in chapter 2, two remarkable things that happen. The first is, and I read from Nehemiah chapter 2, I took the wine and gave it to the king. I had not been sad in his presence before, so the king said to me, "Why does your face look so sad when you are not ill? This can be nothing but sadness of heart." I was very much afraid. But I said to the king, "May the king live forever. Why should my face not look sad when the city where my ancestors are buried lies in ruins and the gates have been destroyed by fire?" And you know, there are two things that I want to suggest adding on to our response using the scriptures as our guideline, because we really don't know. And so the text is a beautiful matrix. And the first is this: to protest. You know, the very roots of Protestantism is those who are the protesting ones. When Martin Luther and Wycliffe and John Knox and all of them, when they protested, it cost their lives in many instances, as it did Jesus, as it did John the Baptizer, as it did 11 of the 12 apostles. And although it's quite foreign to our modern evangelical world, and I don't even like that word, it's very much in the text that we have the right to have our voice heard. Why? Well, in this case, I think we have something to say. From Genesis 1, where it speaks about God creating us in his image, male and female, he created us. The very nature and the value of man and woman is because of us being made in his image and likeness, and justice and equality easily flow out of that notion. Any sense of systemic or personal injustice or inequality is authored not in the heart of God and his covenant and commands, but in the heart of man and our brokenness and our racism and our insecurities and our vulnerabilities. And I think we can, like Nehemiah did, ask our Heavenly Father for favor, that government will listen as we protest peacefully, humbly, with a very clear message. People are made in his image and likeness, and therefore we will stand with them because they are beautiful. And then secondly, he goes on to say, he says, "If it pleases the king, may I have letters to the governors." And I think above and beyond protesting is the power of the pen. It's an election year. It's a great time for us to let those in authority know that we do not accept nor embrace any longer this brokenness in injustice and inequality. Pen them, let them know by protest and writing, this will change, and may God grant us favor as he did Nehemiah.